No, this is, you just have to eat healthy. It's a lifestyle. And so, and that's a lifestyle of exercise, of even just standing outside and breathing, deep breathing, even if you don't have a place where you can walk right away. There are so many suggestions and different, just different options that we're going to share with you, so to help you, well, with your success. And some of us have some aches and pains, whether it's arthritis or whether it's a sickness or illness, or even coming out of one or just going into one, that the way your mindset is, the way you're definitely what you eat and what you drink, it is so important. And then you're just emotional and mental, um, just calmness and peace with yourself. It is so important that we have that um, balanced. So we're just here to support. We're not here to tell you what to do, but we're here to just coax you along. And I'm going to let Sister Jacqueline give the definition of coaching, and then she will start her part of the this program.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Sister Shanine. So we're your success coach, and you'll have success coaches. However, success coaches don't tell you what to do. We guide you what to do, what you do. And everything that you do, you will select. And if you decide to do nothing, that's absolutely okay. But I do believe from from the information that we're going to be reviewing, there will be some things that you will decide to do. But I just want you to know that there is no pressure. Our goal here is to inform. We are not clinicians except for Sister Jerry, and we're not here to diagnose you, nor are we here to treat you. And if you're on any type of under any type of doctor's care, on any type of medications, that's one of the reasons Sister Jerry is here. You know, you do not want to make, and I would never encourage anyone to make any changes before you first clear those with your doctor, to make sure, especially if you're on medications. So again, this is to inform you. We're going to have a good time, and hopefully you're going to learn you're going to learn something to take away from here that you will be able to incorporate into your life. I did upload the lifestyle journal. I uploaded the journal, and I noticed that it's 21.45 meg. So I don't know if you can send that to your email, or if you can download it to your device. It is there for you to download. And I think, how would you download it? I think if you left click, let me see. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't hit enter. I just hit enter. Oh my goodness. So it is uploading now. You should see it shortly. And each person get a copy of this. It is for your own utilization. It is personable. And this is yours to keep with your own information. So you should be able to click on it now and download it. So you'll see, like when you click on the file, in your upper right-hand corner, you'll see a little down arrow. And if you click on that, that would be the key to download it. If you have any problems, I may have to see about getting it to you a different way, because it is big. It's 21.45 meg. And if you're on Google, if you have Google, you can send it to your Google Drive. You can open it and utilize it there. If not, if you're still having problems because it's so huge, then we'll come up with a way to get it to you.
Yes,
So,
and then
and if ebook is for everyone.
Right, and you can put your email in this chat here, and we'll be able to capture it later if you cannot download it now.
Yeah.
And then we'll send it to you that way. You should be able to open it up that way.
Okay, so Sister Majeska did not receive the syllabus, and I have your email. Thank you, sis. We'll get everything to you. We're hoping to get some stuff uploaded to Mighty Network.
Yes.
I know this guy. Yeah.
All right, I forgot that part. Yes, do you want me to explain that real quick?
Yes, please.
Okay, so on Mighty Networks, if you go to under Give Mana, you will see, well, it shows on mine on the left, but under Give Mana, you see Healthy Lifestyle Workshop. That's just for you. No one else. It's private. Only you can get in there. And I see everyone here. I will be inviting you in. We have captured the names here, and you'll be able to go in there starting probably tomorrow afternoon. You can check it, and it will have a lot of information in there. There are going to be recipes in there. We're going to have different links to different videos that we have vetted for, like, say, the container gardening, because I'm going to actually show you, like right here, I've got the dirt, I've got the containers, and I'm actually going to show you step by step how that's done. And if you want to collect those items and do it while I'm doing it, that's great. And so we are going to be doing some virtual, just hands-on, so that we can help each other, and that's, I guess, all the fun stuff when we start cooking. And then and the syllabus. All right, so this is week 1, what we're going to be going over. But next week, and I want to say this now, is that we are going to write you're going to write a personal menu for those of you who did not get the syllabus. And again, if you did not get it, please put your email in the chat. I will send it to you. I see most of you have received it, but I don't think I sent one to Travis or I don't know who the iPhone is. Sister Annette, I'm not sure if you received one. But I think most of you here have received it. So next week, I want you to just think about what menu items you would like to cook with. And we are going to create, it's called The Power of a Personal Menu, Nutritious Values of Common Foods, focusing on seasonal produce for better taste and affordability, introduction to a balanced plate model. And also teaching you how to shop. Okay, so third week is like how to shop in your area, like on a budget. I took a picture. I'm going to show you. You're going to see it, of some items. I bought a ton of food for like under $20, and I bought it at Publix. And it was like buy one get one, and it was fresh produce. So just how to shop, especially in this economy. Some people don't have a lot of money right now with everything that is going on. So we're going to really show you how to look for things in your area, because we're all of us are in different areas all around the country and around the world. So just to give you some resources that will also be placed in Mighty Networks, so that you can know like what's seasonal in your region. And what's also you should be planting, like now in Florida, in this region, October, November, it's cooler now, and it's actually just now getting cool. It's normally cooler. In October, it wasn't as cool. It was really hot. So our seasons and temperatures are not the same as what they used to be. So I like to do a lot of control things indoors on the countertop, and to show you how to do one of the first things we are going to do together as a group. If you would like, you don't have to participate in any of this, but this is what we're going to introduce, is how to grow an herb garden right in your kitchen. Or in your room, or wherever. Some people are in dorm rooms, so wherever you're at, just to be able to do that. And not just your usual herbs that you think. This isn't just mint and different things like that. We're going to show you how to do ginger, garlic, different herbs besides like basil and the usual herbs. So you'll be able to see how that's done, and hopefully you'll be able to do it yourself when we get this done. And the nice thing is that your coach, you can ask those questions. Well, I planted this, it didn't go well, help me out here. So all of those things, we are going to be able to work together and plan meals for your family. Like some of you have families that you have to plan for. Some are single, some are just 2 people. So a lot of that will be gone over during this period as well. Okay, Sister Jacqueline.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
So I have made you co-host, you and Sister Denise, and make Sister Jerry co-host. While I'm presenting, if you would just watch and make sure there are hands up, stop me. If there are
Okay,
questions.
so we're going to do questions at the end. So if you have any
Yeah, that's
questions,
right. I'm sorry.
please write any questions down, and then at the end, we're open the floor for any questions, and we're going to randomly pick your name, so you're going to know who your accountability coach is this week. Okay, we'll have that to you by Wednesday, so that you'll know by next week. And if, like I say, if you have the syllabus, we have 9 great weeks of things. If you miss 1 or 2, it's not a big deal. We're going to record this portion of it. But again, when we break off, and if you talk about, like I say, you want to just talk about maybe you might have struggled with food or something like that, you'll be able to talk to your privately and confidentially with your accountability buddy to say, look, I need you to call me at this time because, or I can show you how to set a timer for water, or to drink water. Something as simple as that. People forget. I do that for myself. I need to drink water every so often, so I set it on my phone to drink water. Or if you're having a craving for something and you need some help with that, then your accountability buddy, we're here for not just that, but also if there's something you don't understand or you want to go over, we are here to answer, to coach you through that. Okay,
We'll be getting
Sister Jacqueline.
an assessment document to complete, and the only people that will have access to that document is Sister Jerry and myself. And so the information that's on there will not be shared with anyone. I just want to please, be accurate, and this, any type of and Sister Jerry will be meeting with you as need to go over that information to acquire. So, and you'll see as we go along. So I wanted to get started again. Welcome, and make sure we have your email address. Make sure we have information, email address, so that we can get the information to you. I'm going to get started. My presentation tonight is from the farm to the table. Now, in the first part of the year, this is like the first phase. The first phase of anything that we do is preparation phase. That preparation phase is to help us to prepare mentally, emotionally, physically. From a physical perspective, what we're doing now is going to start for those that will be going through the detox in the first of the year. What we're going to be doing now is going to help prepare for that detox. Now, don't get scared about detox. My detoxes are not 30 days of juicing, and you're going to see why. So don't be afraid of that. And as we go along, you're going to see. And if you ever have any questions, go in and just let me know, or let us know during each phase of how we during each phase or each cycle as we progress through this. Now, from the farm to the table, what we're going to be looking at, from the farm to the table, what I want you to envision, your food that you're eating, your food that you consume, does not start at the grocery store. It starts at the farm. There is a food system that it goes through before it even gets to the grocery store. And I want you to be thinking about this as I'm going through this presentation. The PDF will be uploaded to Mighty Networks of this presentation. So I may go through it fast because I want to make sure that we cover everything that we need to cover tonight. I want to maximize our time with you and make it valuable so that you can get a good understanding. Please remind, and one of the things I do need to know, if you live outside of the United States, be sure to let me know that, because I will need to create different, not necessarily different information, but for you, things may be a little differently. Everything I put together is based upon the United States, but that's no worries. It's easy. It's very easy. I have accessibility to the resources that I need to customize it to the country, to the area in which you live in. I just need to know the information. So let's go and get started as I share my screen. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Sorry. Let me stop sharing. Before I start, I need to do one more thing. Are there any questions before I get started? I just need to do one additional thing. I'm going to give you just one last chance.
You can raise your hand now at this point, and then of what we've said so far. If anyone has any questions, please raise it now. I'm taking the your emails, and I will be
You
sending
can get
that
all of the
shortly. Yeah,
names
I'm
attended
pulling up the,
tonight.
see, Miss Syllabus, Sheila.
Okay, so you're getting all the names that's attending
Yes,
tonight?
yes,
Okay, in their emails. Okay, great. All
ma'am.
right, so let me go back to share. The farm to the table. All right. And so when we talk about what from the farm to the table, we're going to look at the entire process that your food goes through. From the farm to the time it hits your table. I won't be going into any detail regarding any of that information because I just want to hit upon it because a lot of the scientific stuff, the words, I don't want to confuse you. I'm just going to do an overview to help you understand, from your environment perspective. So in the farming, there are a lot of toxins that get into your food. There are a lot of contaminants that get into your food. So in the farm, we're going to be looking at pests, pesticides, and herbicides, the things that's used for the farmers to control the pests and weeds. Because our soil, and this is our soil here in America, and just about everywhere either, actually, our soil is full of toxins as well. And those include metals, heavy metals. Some of them just have natural toxins. There are certain molds that can produce toxins called mycotoxins to crops, corns, things like corns and nuts. There's also things that some of our foods can become contaminated as as the farmers are boxing those things up, getting them ready for from the field to deliver to whatever their next destination is. So there are a lot of things. We could even get a lot of foodborne pathogens, which are bacteria, viruses, parasites in our foods. And this is everything. This does not exclude anything. There's a lot of heavy metals, cadmium, lead, mercury. I'm gonna tell you one that we don't really think about, our rice, and that is worldwide. Rice, the contaminant, that is arsenic. And so rice, and that has been for some time now. And the contaminant, so some of the things that we're going to see, so even at the farm, things become contaminated through pollution, animal drug residues, those farmers that have animals, sometimes during processing and storage. Sorry about that. There's also environmental exposures, our water, our air. Our water is full of contaminants. It also goes through a process to try to remove some of these contaminants, but our groundwater is full of contaminants. So it's and as well as the air that we breathe. So, so this just to say that, we have contaminants. We're exposed to all types of contaminants on a daily basis. And these are compounds like heavy metals. A lot of these contaminants are accumulating in our body over periods of time. This is the issue with it. And there are certain populations that are really, really what I consider what we call at risk or vulnerable. And those are women of the childbearing age. And the reason for that is because even a lot of these toxins, especially the heavy metals, they can actually get through the brain of the placenta, and they're being passed to the little one. So this is a really big deal. And in case you've not heard about this before, we have lots of toxins. So you may ask the question, why is this so important? They're important because these toxins pose a toxic burden upon our bodies, and over time it creates many health risks. There are a lot of acute health issues that unfortunately conventional medicine they have not been trained to take into consideration the environmental exposures, nor is there enough. Things are so different from country to country. I think that we're just going to have to even look at seeing how can we get this into the educational curriculum for them. The other reason why this is so important is because knowledge and its application are power. I do not believe in knowledge is power. Knowledge is nothing but empty words if there's no application. So knowledge and its application are power. Consumers have a right to know the types and amounts of pesticides on their foods, produce, given their potential health harms as reported in peer-reviewed scientific studies. All of my information come from peer-reviewed scientific studies. The other big why is this so important? Because we have a huge vulnerable and at-risk communities. We're talking about our low-income communities. We're talking about our children. We're talking about women that are childbearing age. And the reason that is so critical, I think I indicated that just not genetically things are passed to the next generation. A lot of these toxins are transgenerational, meaning they can pass through mom, through the placenta, onto the little one. There are many toxins, and here you see in my, I'm sorry, there are many toxins that pass from the mom to the fetus. From the food chain, so even though it is being seen a lot, and I would like to pose the question to you: 20 years ago, I don't know, maybe even 10 years ago, did we see as many cases of autism, ADHD? There are all types of things that, and it is not slowing down. Even cancer is being diagnosed at earlier ages now. I mean, young people, and we have what we consider juvenile diabetes. So there's a lot of things, and it's not only in our lifestyle, it's also a lot of these issues are the result of what's in our environment. Scientists at Environmental Working Group, and that's who EWG is, examined numerous peer-reviewed research studies to assess the effectiveness of four typical washing techniques: rinsing with tap water, soaking with tap water, or soaking in a mixture of either baking soda or vinegar. We will never combine baking soda with vinegar or anything else, and we'll see the dangers of that. Washing fruits and vegetables before eating them helps reduce the amount of pesticide residue on products and improve overall food safety. Even our organic foods. Again, heavy metals. We have things that, the antibiotics and hormones that are injected in the farm animals. We have the natural toxins that some of our foods have, industrial and environmental chemicals in our food packaging, especially our processed foods. We want to keep in mind all four approaches can lower pesticide concentration on produce, but they may not remove all traces of pesticide produce from all residue from all foods. There is no one-size-fits-all solution to cleaning fruit and vegetables. Some produce is more difficult to clean than others, and certain pesticides are more challenging to remove than others. Soaking and rinsing with water is a good way to reduce pesticide residue, but it may be more effective to add baking soda or vinegar. Avoid soaps. This is the key. After this day, I don't want to ever hear anyone say that they've used dishwashing detergent, bleach, or anything else to wash anything with. That is a chemical. These are chemicals. Chemicals absorbs. It can absorb into our foods, and so all you're doing is eating that food. So no harsh chemicals. The only thing that I'm going to go over that we should ever have to use. I was raised on a farm, and all I did was pump water from the pump to wash our vegetables, right? That we brought out of the garden. We do not need soaps, detergents, bleach, produce washes due to safety concerns. The efficacy of such products for cleaning produce remains in question. And that has to do, I know there are produce washes. You don't need to buy that. That's extra money that you can take that money and buy good, whole, healthy foods. So some of the things that I mentioned, like the vinegar, the baking soda, these should just be standard household products that you have. And that's, it's not to impose any additional costs to your current budget. So we want to keep these things in mind. One of the other things, the Environmental Working Group, and this is another thing that can differ based upon where you live. This is called the Clean 15. The Clean 15 typically indicates you can purchase these without them being organic. They don't have to be organic. And that includes this list here. Now, this list can differ if you live outside of the United States. So let me know that. I can either tell you how to get your list for the country, for the area that you live in, or I can go in and download it and send it to you. Papaya, avocado, onion, sweet peas, asparagus, cabbage, watermelon. If you notice about some of these, except for the carrots, and each has its own, for instance, you'll notice that pineapple, they have hard cores, papaya, in our watermelon. But for various reasons, these particular food items do not acquire, I mean, they're considered the Clean 15. Now, that does not mean, even when something is considered organic, it does not mean that it is free of pesticides. That's another thing to remember. Find my little notes to keep up with what. Oh, the next list here, this is going to be the Dirty Dozen. And this list is in order of it goes from highest to lowest of my Dirty Dozen. So what that means, it used to be strawberries, but if you notice, for anyone that ever used this list, spinach has taken number one. That's because spinach, how it's grown, spinach innately absorbs toxins like heavy metals and various things from the soil. And so that's what's making it so very toxic. And again, the pesticides, the herbicides that's used, strawberries, a third is kale. What this is saying is that all of these, whenever you purchase these, you want to make sure that they are always organic. They contain the highest amounts of pesticides. We have added bell peppers and green beans for various reasons. I'm going to click over to this, hopefully. And almost 1 in every dozen green beans are tainted by pesticides. Just continue to cite. This just takes me to the Environmental Working Group. Continue to cite. And there's just a lot of information. I'm not going to go over this. This is the guide that I used. Why? Because they keep up with this on a regular basis, and they also have scientists that's doing the work. And they're not doing work because that's the other thing. Their scientists are not getting paid to falsify information because this is a group that's committed to the environment. They're supported by donations from the environment, unlike companies that may sell products where they can hire their own scientists and possibly, interfere with the results of that scientific work. Whereas, and that's why I do have confidence in the Environmental Working Group. Information. Let me go back to my presentation. Can you all still see? I'm back at the Dirty Dozen. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay, great.
You never left the Dirty Dozen.
I didn't? Oh, okay. All right. Sometimes when okay. All right. The methods of cleaning. I can move this out of the way.
Yeah, I see.
Although some methods of cleaning produce may be more effective than others, time and feasibility can affect which method you choose. I also have a document by vegetables that's going to, and I'm not going to go over it now. I'm going to put it on Mighty Network so you can have access to it. And it is going to be more vegetable specific. What they all find in common is that baking soda is a very common denominator for removing a lot of these toxins. So I've laid out some steps and best practices for methods that are practical, because when it comes to washing fruits and vegetables, any method is better than none. So wash produce, both conventional and organic, and right before you eat it to prevent bacterial growth. So many times at our potluck, I have gone in the kitchen and people just taking things and start chopping it up. When you slice stuff that hasn't been washed, any contamination that is on the outside of that product, when that knife hits it, all you're doing is taking it and you're just, you can get my drift where we're going. Wash your food. It have gone from the farmer, where our food system goes to several different hands several different processes. Even when it gets to the grocery store, it passes through many hands. People come in and shop. They're picking up things. They're smelling things. Before you touch that product with anything, you want to wash it. Before using any method, ensure clean hands and a clean space, especially if placing produce in the sink. Remove inedible layers, any visible dirt, and clear signs of spoilage. For instance, cabbage. Cabbage can have the outer layers. Some of those things you may just want to go in and remove those outer layers because sometimes they have been beat up pretty badly. All right, best practices. Best practice number 1, rinsing water with tap water. Hold the produce under the water, rubbing and rotating with your hands gently. For firmer items like potatoes, there are produce brushes. You want to do this for at least 20 minutes. Soaking in tap water, you want to fill a large bowl or clean sink with tap water. You want to soak the produce for 10 to 15 minutes. You want to take the produce out of the water rather than pour it out so dirt can settle on to the bottom. Then you want to rinse. So after you've taken them out of the water, you've soaked them in. You want to put them in a different container. I use the drainers. Or what do they call those? The little things that have the drainers in it.
The strainer.
Colander.
What's it called?
Colander.
Yes, the colander. Thank you, Brother Grant. And so you want to move it out of that water first, and then after you remove it out of your soap water, you want to discard your soaking water. Then you want to rinse underwater to remove any remaining residue on the surface. Soaking in baking soda or food grade vinegar. Remember, I said you want to look for food grade vinegar, such as distilled white vinegar. In a large bowl or basin, mix a teaspoon of baking soda for each cup of water. Or mix 1 part vinegar to 3 parts water. You want to soak for 5 to 10 minutes. Take the produce out of the soaking water rather than pour it out so dirt can settle to the bottom. Then you want to rinse that produce. Again, I'll use a colander. Put it in that colander. Then you want to discard that water. Then you want to rinse that produce separately. Specific tips. For produce with inedible peels like avocados, rinse the surface to prevent transfer of contaminants. Even avocados, rinse them because of the transference of contaminants to the inside of the fruit or vegetable when you peel or cut it. For softer fruit and vegetables, such as berries, soak them, gently rinse and rotate them to avoid damage. For tough produce like root vegetables, using a brush or a cloth under the running water to remove dirt. Soaking, then rinsing your leafy greens can clean hard to reach spots. So no matter what method you choose for washing your fruits or vegetables, after you're done, make sure to remove excess water from produce with a clean towel. And when I say clean towel, not a towel that you have washed in bleach. You want to make sure you have specific towels for these, or a salad spinner, because you want to get the remaining water out of your produce, out of your foods. It's very essential to get the produce out of your foods. It's very essential when you do these things that you're ready to either store immediately or to prepare immediately, because as you start leaving things set up, especially after they've gone through they've touched the water, they've gone through this process, then they're just being left open to start molding and mildewing and, just more contamination. Why do we want to wash them? Well, the primary contaminant, we want to wash them because nutrients, these are some of the primary toxins outside of the various pathogens that are in foods. These are some other contaminants: arsenic, heavy metal that rice plants can absorb more readily from soil and groundwater, mycotoxins, fungi. They're produced by fungi or mold. Fungi, what is fungi? Fungi is going to be my, oh my goodness. What is my fungi? My fungi, mushrooms, my mushrooms. Mushrooms are actually used to absorb contaminants from the ocean as well as the ground, because it absorbs the fungus. When we had that big ocean spill, there was a specific type of mushroom that was used to absorb those contaminants from that spill out of the ocean. So these things include aflatoxins, aquatoxin A, and fumonisin, lectins. Another thing, and things that have lectins in them, I really encourage to soak those overnight. A lot of our plant proteins, lectins are plant proteins found in many legumes, especially kidney beans. They're lectins in almost all beans, lentils. So high concentration are in some more so than others. So high concentration of lectins can cause food poisoning if not properly cooked. The other thing in lectins, they can also block absorption of other nutrients. So soaking those help break up those lectins. Even if you want to, sprout them just a little bit. You don't have to sprout them. You don't have to sprout them until the sprouts start coming out of them. But sprouting them, and that's again, just soaking them really is going to help because lectins are bad on the digestive system. Thiolate acid is also an anti-nutrient. We find these in whole grains, seeds, and legumes. They can bind to minerals like zinc, iron, and calcium, preventing their absorption. A lot of our whole grains have phytates in it. Saponins, these are compounds that can interfere with nutrient absorption and contribute to digestive issues. So in and all, we may not be able to, in all instances, 99 or 100% eliminate all of these toxins, but we can reduce your exposure. The more that we can reduce, the less of a burden it's going to put on your body. Here's some of our models, our model food groups, examples of foods of heavy metals, and like grain. Let me get back to that. I'm sorry. That was a very important slide. I'm going to have to start my slideshow again. I need you to see that. I am going to upload this document along with the notes. It's in a PDF that includes the notes so that you can have this and refer to it, because I don't, remind you, I don't want you to try to, feel that you can, that you need to memorize all this information. You'll have it so it's available. So this is going to be broken down by food group. I'm going to give you examples and the common heavy metal. Even though some may have more than one, there's some that have more so that may be common, and that they may have more of a particular metal than anything else. So grains, especially brown rice, arsenic. Vegetables, leafy greens, spinach, lettuce, root vegetables, lead and cadmium. Seafood, mercury. Processed foods, these guys are really big in lead, aluminum, and cadmium. Spices, lead. And this is just a short group. Rice, to reduce arsenic and other impurities, I have some procedures here for you to follow with the rice. And I'm just going to go through this real quickly, because I think that these procedures are really intuitive, easy to understand. And I think if you just follow these, especially by graining, the big thing I just want to make sure, and I also have, I have links to PowerPoint presentations that will show you examples. One of the things about rice, when you're soaking it, you want to put more water into it. You want to fill it up even for a little bit, because you're going to let it soak. You're going to Swiss it. Then you're going to rinse it. Then you're going to drain. Then you're going to drain it. You're going to pour the water off of it. And even when cooking, there's something called parboil, where you're going to, again, fill the big pot up with as much water as you can, parboil it. You're going to pour that water off, and then you're going to put your rice back in your container, give it more water, and then you'll go in and then you'll go on and fill it to the amount that you want the rice to get done in. And what that is doing is that even the parboiling is removing arsenic from it, and you're just pouring the arsenic off. Now, one person asked me, but don't I lose my B vitamins? Yeah, you do. When you're doing that, you are going to lose your B vitamins. But I just personally don't feel that the contribution of B vitamins that you need for your body are all coming from rice. So I also have something where I can identify to you which rice products that have the least amount of these toxins. Beans and legumes, again, soak. I do mine overnight. I'm going to do them overnight. And here I have I have identified the toxin that you're going to be getting rid of and why it's necessary. And again, I think this is step-by-step process. Soaking is critical for both breaking down anti-nutrients, and that's the time. Sometimes we're putting things in our water like the soda to help break down nutrients so that the soaking can, as they're breaking them down and they're getting in the water, then I'm going to remove them by rinsing them and pouring the water off. It's also getting rid of that toxin, especially lectin. Lectin is very bad for people that have issues. And a lot of times people talk about how much gastric response they get from eating some of these things. Well, the key, soak them. It's okay. If you want to soak them up to 30 to 36 hours, that's okay. Some people put them in the refrigerator and let them soak. Soaking is good, but you want to follow proper process and procedures for removing that water, the contaminated water, for discarding it and removing it, and then again soaking. But I think that these are some very step-by-step processes here that you can use. Grains, phytic acid. It's an anti-nutrient. And what that means is that it blocks absorption of other nutrients. So you want to soak them. Soaking is optional. You don't want to soak them, you don't have to. I'm just giving you the recommended choice in order to help your foods from an ingestive perspective as well as from a nutrient absorption perspective. I like to soak my grains overnight. Environmental, what? Oh, I didn't want to include that. Sorry, I left that. Okay, here's some resources. And this is I have a YouTube that's going to show you how to actually wash your fruits and vegetables. And these are links. All you have to do is click on them and go to those links. They're going to give you step-by-step instructions. They're going to go over it in detail. I've looked at most of these. Here's another one, how to remove pesticides on fruit and vegetables. The first three are by doctors that I know, that I follow. And the best, Dr. Mandel, he's a DC. And then the number one non-toxic vegetable wash, how to soak grains and beans. And then this particular YouTube is just going to show you how to soak grains, beans, and legumes. That's my, any questions? I know I went through this really fast. No?
No questions? No questions? Okay.
Okay, so let me stop sharing. So that is, and we will have a sprouting demo. So that is from the farm. And remember, from the farm to the table, our foods go through a food system that go from hand to hand to hand to hand before it reaches your table. So as good, parents and, it's, and water. If you have nothing but water, use that. If you have soda, use that. Add it. And I have a list. I have a list of vegetables where you want to add soda because there's some instances where maybe the vinegar won't do the job. Go on, Francis. Yes.
In the presentation, it talked about mushrooms and the fungi.
Yes.
Now, there's a big division among many Adventists whether we should eat mushrooms or don't eat mushrooms. So I'm not getting into that component right now. But what I want to ask, they have mushrooms now in powder form that you use as a seasoning. Because it's in powder form, is it in a better position because they've had to process it and clean it a certain way before it turns to powder, correct?
Repeat your last question. It has what?
Say again?
Can you repeat the
question? We can't hear you that well, Sister Jackie.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Now we can. Now I can.
Okay, all right. And you can decide to do whatever you want, but mushroom is not a vegetable. Mushroom is a fungus. It's a fungi. It is used. So to me, what does that mean to Jackie? That means that it clears up, it keeps the environment clean. And I think I went through several examples, whereas mushrooms absorbs heavy metals from the soil. Mushrooms, a specific type of mushroom was used when they had the oil spill It was used because mushrooms absorb. They are heavy absorbers of toxins within our soil. And it's gonna, so that means because just by its very nature, it's gonna absorb them. So that means it's gonna be heavier in toxins than anything else. So there are things that people can do, yes. Should you eat them? That's up to you. I can just provide the facts, the scientific facts, and then you can make the choice. And of course, mushrooms, we've been eating mushrooms for a while, but just to know that mushrooms are not a vegetable, they are a fungus. And fungus was created to keep the environment clean, to help. God in his infinite wisdom, God is awesome. I mean, when you see the things that he created our bodies to naturally detoxify and clean itself when we keep it in the right order. He also created an environment that is conducive to cleaning itself. You think about mushrooms. Mushrooms clean up the environment. To me, I just praise God for that. Go on, Shani.
What I was going to say was there are some people who grow mushrooms organically. And when I say organically, I mean in a controlled environment where they are not out in the elements. What about, what would you say about mushrooms like that? And if you did ingest them, would they be able to absorb some of the toxins and the heavy metals that are in your body to flush out?
Right, gotcha. Your last question that you asked, will they I'm going to show you that when I go through the detox process. There are 3 phases that your body goes through the detoxification. As it goes through your kidneys, your livers, and I'm going to actually show you what's going on with those. So I want to hold that until then, until we go over that, what the mushrooms can do or what they won't do. The other thing is that if you're in a controlled environment, what are you going to do with your soil? If you feel that your soil is clean enough, again, I'm not trying to tell you what to eat. I'm just giving you the information regarding the product. If you feel that if you're growing it yourself or you're getting from a farm, I would have them clearly document what is going into that product, what is going into the soil, because even organic, there's no such, even organic have pesticides on them. Food. So yeah, I guess it could, but I have more, my research has done from the environment perspective. We can look at let me do a research. Let me go back and see if there are any research findings or evidence to that controlled growing for the mushrooms, because I think that that's very important to know. Simply because
hydroponics. I've seen them grow mushrooms vertically on wood and on different types of and like oyster mushrooms or with the ones that we eat all the time, portobello mushrooms. Like there's so many different types of mushrooms. So that would be an interesting study, because that's a good question. And yeah.
And there may be specific types of mushrooms that are
exactly
not as, yeah. And I'll get that for you. Actually, let me make a note of that. Because I want to look at the science. I don't like just shooting things off the top of my head.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good question.
Well, I've seen people at farmers markets, and then that was like because we are going to do some growing things here, and we are going to choose different things, to grow. And I would like to incorporate mushrooms if you think they're a safe way to go, because I have seen people come to the farmers market and they're not necessarily growing them in deep soil. They're doing it on bark and on different types of very different things in a very, very controlled environment.
Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna be, if I'm okay with this, I won't be, it's not gonna be to dissuade you from growing.
We're trying to detox in our next section.
Okay.
We're going to be detoxing. And the last thing we need is be putting something in that's not,
right.
So I don't
I get it. Yeah, and I can bring back the best information according to science, what science is
Exactly.
currently showing. And I do believe there are some mushrooms that may be better for that than others, but I'll get all that information and bring back to you.
And the question that I forgot who asked, I think someone else had asked prior to that, are the mushrooms that are ground up and powdered, do they go to a different processing? Now, if if they have toxins that are being absorbed into them, I don't know how they would be able to clean that off. But they're being grown in a controlled environment, which we will have to further study, because there are some mushrooms that they're for your have for your brain, like was it lion's mane and different ones that are being advertised for certain things that people are taking, and sometimes you really need to know these things, especially if you're trying to detox. So that would be a good study there.
Yeah. Lion's mane is something that they are using in functional medicine. And so, but I'm sure, again, I want to go get the studies and see what the studies say about it. And I'm sure that it could be in labs where they're very controlled, but lion's manes, a lot of the reishi, there's several mushrooms that are used in functional medicine. And I'm sure there's a way to control the growth of that. I know the reishi mushroom in one area of China that I'm familiar with, the reishi, they actually so they actually reserved areas specifically for that mushroom to grow. And I don't know as much about the soil there, but I think that here in the US, we have probably the most contaminated soil, because even third world countries, and I think because of the poorness of those countries, they rely so heavily on their own produce. So they have taken care of their land better than we have. They do understand natural farming. And I would even say they even follow a lot of even principles on farming that was taught in the Bible about letting your crops rest, about rotation of crops. And so there are a lot of the third world, the undeveloped countries that have done a better job, unfortunately, that than we have here in the United States. But toxins do this. Remember, they're everywhere. They're in the air, they're in the water. Are we supposed to have cinnamon on our foods? Why wouldn't you want to have cinnamon on your food, Sister Majeska? You can come off the mic, Majeska.
Yes, it's quite late over here, so it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's
You're
why
in Greece, that's right.
yes, that's why it's I'd rather not go on mic, but I understood that cinnamon is not a good spice to be having on our food. I understood that it's not it has a certain effects on it. I was not really sure exactly what, especially it's not good for that. So that's why I'm asking, why shouldn't we be having cinnamon on our food,
Okay.
on our drinks, in our
All right.
in let's say cakes and such stuff.
All right. So I think I understand. From a scientific perspective, and whenever someone tells you something, I would advise you always ask, where's the science? Where's the evidence? Don't let people just tell you things without the evidence. The only thing I can think of, and I can research that too, there are some people that have illnesses, medications, and things like that because of certain constituents within cinnamon that they may not be able to take, that they may not be able to use cinnamon. I know a lot of people cannot eat kale. A lot of people that have blood thinners, there's certain vegetables they can't eat. But I will look into that. I have not heard of any reason outside of that, unless there is a condition that you have that, for instance, cinnamon can be used for a lot of things. It's used to mitigate high blood pressure. diabetes, all of those things. However, if you go on, Jerry.
I do know last year there was a recall on the cinnamon because of heavy metal. They found heavy metal
Oh yeah, yeah.
but I don't know if that was a processing error.
Right. I actually have a different, so Majestica think it was the metal. Okay. So almost, I'm gonna tell you everything that we have, everything's gonna have metals in it. Unfortunately, all of our herbs. And for some reason, this could have been more exposed to others, but I'll see if I can find the research for it to see if there was some reason that if it was a recall or something, in those particular, and not just, I was thinking if there was that, I don't recall a recall on cinnamon, but I can take a look to see, but almost everything that we that we consume have metals in it because our soil in the United States have heavy metals in it. And what country are you from, Majestica? I need that as well. Sorry. Where do you live?
Oh, I'm currently in Greece.
Where? I'm sorry.
Greece.
Greece? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll look at it from Greece first. Yeah, could be. All right. Good questions. Cinnamon. Anything else?
It had lead in it.
Did it have lead?
Yeah, they found lead in it. It was just certain brands.
Okay.
So it's not cinnamon in itself, but it was certain processing plants where the cinnamon was processed. And they found
Okay.
high levels of cinnamon,
Okay.
lead in the cinnamon.
Good. Thank you, Jerry.
And I'd like to interject something here. When we put some of the resources that you'll be able to, to tap into, it will give you some doctors who have vetted different brands. Like I know, for instance, who have done some of this, like the science, like Sister like Jacqueline just said that she has vetted these particular YouTube videos. So that you'll have that information too, so that you can just make sure, because there are certain plants that, when I say processing plants, that you have to be very careful with. And sometimes it's a difference of like you can go in and buy, say, a vitamin. Some people go in and say, oh, I want to get a B vitamin. Well, where do you get that? Like there's so many different companies. There's so many different ways to do that. I'm just saying, using it as an example. When they're vetted scientifically for better absorption and what is needed for your body, that's why we do the assessment in that packet that you were sent. And those of you who didn't get that, I'll be sending that to you right after we finish. Just to know where you're at. And again, the only two people who will see that is Jerry and Jacqueline, because of their expertise. They're coming from a medical and scientific perspective.
Unfortunately, there's so much contaminants in our NSAIDs, our over-the-counter products, even our medications, pharmaceuticals. Metals are heavy. They are just, but there's still ways to mitigate it. So and that's what in fact, the mitigation of these things is what we're going to be looking at when we do a detoxification. A detoxification is not necessarily a one-time thing. It is a way of eating to optimize the body's natural detoxification process. When we do that, we're eating certain foods that bind to these toxins, because these toxins, we talk about the heavy metals, there's specific foods that they're specific things within foods that they will bind to, and then they will be excreted. And we're going to go through all of that as we get through, as we prepare for the first of the year detoxification process. And no juice. You cannot do a detox with juice. Juice does not bind to anything. Juicing, when you do juicing, prior to a detoxification, it's only used to prepare your body to help empty out your colon, to try to get rid of constipation, to try to get your body in a state to easily detox, because the detoxification process, the entire process, is going to be as good as our excretion system is, as well as good as our kidneys. And so, but with that process, if we're doing the things that would take us through all the phases of detoxification, we will be successfully able to eliminate a lot of these toxins from our body. Because I look at it this way, we cannot get away from these toxins. They're everywhere. They're in our drinking water. Undeveloped countries, or even worse, their drinking water is worse. They're everywhere. But God gave what we have been given a way to eat. We have been given a lifestyle. If we follow that lifestyle, our body's natural detoxification process will normally bind to these toxins and excrete through either sweating, perspiration, the urine, or our feces, and the lungs. Lungs also a way of excreting toxins. Good questions. Thank you for the engagement. I hope, are there any other questions? We'll give you access to this video if you want to go back to it. You have questions, sister, we're going to have a place on Mighty Network. We're going to set up a place where I think it may be in a document where you can come and put your questions, and we'll start answering your questions, just in
Yes.
case, even after this session, you'll be able to have things may come up after the session, questions that you will be able to go back to and answer.
Right. I put GiveMan, I put a email in there for now. Like, if you have any questions, you can email, even how to get on Mighty Networks, or different ways, if you're not on Mighty Networks, how to obtain this information so that you can have everything all at once. And we will, like I said, next week, we want to be prepared for, I'm sorry, Martina has a question. Go ahead, Martina.
Martina.
Jackie, will you go over the types of water, like alkaline water, spring water? What's the best water to drink?
I sure will.
Okay.
You're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Oh yeah, we're going to be doing, we're covering a lot of stuff. Or I think she's covering a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I won't do it this time because we're kind of running. I just want to keep to our schedule, but I will have, yes, water is very important. And I also have some natural, like fenugreek. I have some natural ways to even that neutralizes a lot of toxins in water, and that's going to be important. I know a lot of people spend a lot of money on all these, alkalining. They don't know if we were eating the right foods, our foods, and that would be natural alkalining as well. But for our water system, there are some things that we can do. But yeah, I have that, and I'll be doing another. One of the things, the other thing before, I know Shani and I want to go in and move swiftly. I need to go over one other thing just to give you some concepts, because Shani is going to show you about the a vision board. And for whatever decisions that you make from what you've heard here today, and hopefully you will make some decisions to make some changes. And you don't have to make, it's not like you have to do a lot of this, you have to do a lot of changes. You can do what makes sense for you right now, because some people like to go one step at a time, and one step at a time is very good, and so there's the journal. But I want to go over just some ways, again, I think I have a document that is this my wellness vision? Okay, this is my wellness vision. I thought I sent this. Shani, you can, did you get everyone's email?
Yes, I did. I took it all down.
Okay. I just need to look at one document before I Healthy Lifestyle Reset Vision Board. Okay, is this it? Yes, here's my vision board. This is the one I want to look at. So nope, that's not it. Let me just resend it back to myself real quickly. I have two computers. so that if I didn't send anything to myself.
In the meantime, I'm going to prepare everybody for our next session. You'll have our syllabus. You have your syllabus, and in it, you'll know what to, it gives you everything to prepare for. I'm just going to read off our next session. We're going to be doing our Power of Personal Menu. I'm repeating this for those who weren't here earlier. And we're going to write a menu and the values of the foods that you choose, okay? Because that's when we're going to be going into our cooking and going into our storing, how to prepare them, and the smart shopping and shopping habits and affordability, which I know everybody, that's a big one there. And kitchen gear, cooking tools. And I always tell people, like, collect glass. Like, if you're going to buy something in the store, like that comes in glass, save it, rinse it out, save it. Try not to use plastic as much. I know it's lighter, but if you can, try not to. And if you do, try to line it with a natural parchment paper, not one that's bleached, because your food, the plastic leaches into the food. And we're really trying to cleanse our bodies, and it will balance out our weight. It'll help us just clear out our minds, our energy levels. So as we prepare to go into like phase 2 in January, we'll have all of our tools. We'll know how to do this. And it's, like I say, it's fun. It's not something that, oh my goodness, I have to, my sister Jacqueline was saying, like, it's not something you have to worry about. We're all here to support each other. And this is where we're like a support group with us, getting a ton of information that we can use for our own health and to start feeling better, and not have that fog, and not have, some of us want to have to lose some weight, and it will happen naturally without you having to go through a whole bunch of strenuous changes. And then the fun part for me, of course, is the holiday cooking, because I'm actually going to be doing some cooking. And then we're going to, like I said before, we're going to be doing some hands-on. When I say hands-on, like if you have questions as we're going along, you can either just watch as I do it. And I actually found a volunteer yesterday who was going to come in and do some taste testing live, because a lot of times you see, they said, oh yeah, I'll come over and do a taste test. I'm like, great. And I don't know this person like very, very well. And I met Jennifer when I was in the, she's there. Hi, Jennifer. I met her. She took care of me when I was in the hospital. She was so nice. And she heard me talking about this Healthy Reset. And she says, yeah, I want to do that. I'm like, so great. So everybody, welcome Jennifer. I've been threatening to have to do this for like months, and we finally got it to put it all together, because it takes time. We want to bring you the right information. And so she's here right in my area, so I will probably, it was easier for me to be her accountability buddy and help each other. And you'll be able to just come and get your, well, just give you your stuff without having to mail it. So she was someone I met. And if you meet someone like I did, like being in the hospital, and she's a nurse. And so to share the information with, welcome them. And so Sister Jacqueline, you have it up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The very thing that we are going to have some homework for tonight, and you can work on this. Your coach wants a sign. We're going to give you everything that you need to start working on it. I just want to go over it with you, just kind of review all of this information that it'll either be sent to you or uploaded to Mighty Networks. But the very first thing you want to do is come up with your wellness vision statement. This is something that you, with your own words, you're going to create. These are just some components that your vision statement will need. A vision statement is a strong, compelling vision, and it's essential for sustained behavior change. And remember, wellness, changing for wellness, it's not a marathon. It's a marathon and not a sprint. So you go as slow as you want. You go as fast as you want. What only counts is that you consistently You're applying some change to your life in order that will contribute to your wellness. You should in your wellness vision, you want to know what the desired you want to write your desired outcome. It needs to be current, meaning that it's happening now. It must be positive focused. You want to write it, including, you want to focus on some of your strengths. What are your strengths? And a good question to ask that, what can you draw from that you've used in the past to overcome obstacles? You want to identify your support system. And I have some samples here of the statements. For instance, your image of a healthier you includes what? As a healthier version of yourself, you feel what? The strengths and skills that will help you become healthier are what? Here's an example of a statement that I did many, many years ago. This was pre-COVID. And I'm going to give you, wait a minute, let me just go through this. If you want a tangible vision, it's created by you, it's in your voice, it's present tense, and you're going to post it in a visible location, and we'll go over that. The vision can be any forms. It can be written, pictures, photos, or symbols, mixed media vision boards, metaphors, poems, mantras, songs, verses, whatever. Here's but the very first thing you want to do is your wellness vision. And this is how I wrote mine. I've successfully lost 10 pounds, reduced body fat, and gained lean muscle, which has left me feeling energetic, and genuinely happy. I also find that I naturally bring a positive and uplifting energy to any environment. I am inspired and motivated to embody a healthy and holistic wellness lifestyle, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, for my family, my clients, and my community. This is so important that what am I doing it for? It must have sustenance. It cannot be extrinsic things, because to get in bathing suits or anything that is extrinsically valuable, it must be intrinsic values. I'm doing this because why? This is who's important to me, my family, my grandchildren, my clients, and my community. When faced with obstacles like stress and discouragement, I utilize stretching, exercise, and self-care to bring my body and mind back into alignment. My routine includes daily devotionals and meditation, and I dedicate an hour each day to personal development materials that foster my mental, emotional, and spiritual growth. I am fortunate to be surrounded by people and environments that actively support and encourage the health and wellness lifestyle I have chosen. I am mindful and deliberate as I set and monitor weekly goals to realize my overarching wellness vision. This document, you can use that as an example, but write your own. This was truly my wellness vision. So that's just an example. Let me share one other document with you real quickly. Here and bring it up. And Sister Shani is going to demonstrate this, but I'm going to go over the components of what she's going to be demonstrating. And again, she's going to demonstrate hers. But this is a vision board, a healthy lifestyle vision board. And this is what it looks like. Your vision board will be created from your vision statement. So your vision board kind of look like, here's an example. You gather material from your vision statement. And why do you want a vision board? Why does it work? Because of the clarity and focus. It helps you to find specific goals and visualize what you want to achieve, making them more concrete. Vision boards, I find, are very motivational and inspirational for my clients. The visual reminder keeps us motivated and aligned with our wellness journey and focused on our aspirations from our vision statement. Manifestation, by continually focusing on your goals, your brain reticular activating system, the RAS, it begins to identify opportunities and ways to make them happen. I heard someone mention it on Afterglow the other, many people really in tune into the neural pathways of the mind. That's how we were created, our minds. Ask yourself a question, and it's almost like your brain will go to work to find the answer. What you focus on is what is going to take up your life. If you focus on negativity, you're going to find that's all that you're going to find in life, because that's going to be your focus. So this kind of helps circumvent anything that you don't want to manifest into what you're focusing on what you do want to manifest and make happen. Emotional well-being, it helps you focus on your emotional well-being based upon your definition of what that looks like. Not my definition or anyone else's. It's based on your definition. So this is the process of creating. We become creators. We were created to create. This is the way that we can create who we want to become from a healthy, how I want to feel, what changes I want to make in order to reach that vision that I have of myself. And here, how you're going to create it? You need the right atmosphere. Start by setting a relaxing mood, calming music, set clear goals that are achievable. We're talking about that are measurable, they're achievable. Remember, you just a little goal and you accomplish that. You don't have to try to do everything at once. Just setting those little goals and seeing how the manifestation of those just kind of make you feel. Gather your supplies, find your visuals, assemble your board, make it personal. I put my grandchildren, I tell you, my kids say, I can't believe, well, you didn't let me get away with that. Whatever, I'm talking about intrinsic values. It could be your Bible studies, you want to, whatever, tap into yourself and find what is really meaning for you. So make it personal, place it prominently, hang it in your vision, hang it where you're going to see it. Some of the things I have on here, what you want to include, physical health, mental, all of these things. And in this document, there is a quick tutorial on how to create it in Canva. And again, you have this and you can upload it. I think that would be beautiful because I would put it on my phone and I would create a PowerPoint presentation. And then every day I want to look at my PowerPoint presentation of my vision board. I think that's a cool thing. You can do that with Canva and anything else. But let me turn it over to Sharneen so she can demonstrate to you her vision board.
Yeah, I'm going to do this very quickly, like in 1 minute. So I have mine starts out with my spiritual self, with God. I always put God first. So that's why it's at the top. And I end with God. Mine is vertical. And then I end with God, with James. And then these are just, this is a song that I have written out. This is actually a bookmark here at the bottom here. And this is a goal to get my business, my healthy lifestyle business. I shouldn't say healthy, vegan catering company going. I already have a catering company, but God impressed upon me to do it strictly vegetarian and vegan. And then I have my little prayer cards in here that I pull out. And in here I can put my goals and it can just be one goal. Like, is that something big? Like I might say, you know what? I only drank 3 glasses of water yesterday. Today I'm going to try to drink 5. Something that simple. And it makes a difference. And then you can start there. And then this is in the middle. Okay, I have my family and the kids that I was teaching and mentoring a long time ago. And I pray for them because they're all adults now, but I still pray for them. And in there are my children as well. And then I like to look at the sky and the water. I just always have loved water. But what's nice about this, I can pull one of these off and it says today's prayer. I bought these at the Dollar Tree, a whole pack of them. And I bought this board for I think $5 at Goodwill. And these I cut out. This is some beautiful food. And then this actually is a person just sitting, resting. It's just to remind me to take time, even just 5 minutes, just to deep breathe and just relax. And then this tells me about food, about the power of, plant power. So this is what this is. And then we're going to be doing some of this. This is some glass things with different little plants in them. So this is my vision for us to do together. So what I want to share with you. So that's my vision. So when I look at this, it reminds me, okay, you got to get this, make sure you have all these things together so that when you do it, we'll be doing this together. And see how small that is? I mean, it's something you can put on a shelf somewhere. And so I like this. I can put this in my purse. And then this is this one says, it is well with the man who deals generously and lends, who conducts his affairs with justice. That's a Psalm 112:5. So, and then I'll just slip that back up in here. And there's you can buy these at the Dollar Tree. And then this will change. It'll evolve. And now that Sister Denise and Jerry have taught me how to use, and then Diana have taught me how to use Canva, I have lost my mind in there. And so you can definitely I have really lost my mind. You can do a lot in there and make some nice vision boards. And for those, I'm probably going to do something more like for physical exercise, because I know like for me, that's like a challenge, a real big challenge. I hate to exercise. But what I've been doing is just standing outside and taking some deep breaths as early in the morning as I can, and just standing outside on my porch and just doing some deep breathing. And it really helps. That's just one goal. And it's that simple. And then you build and you build. And you have your accountability buddies, because we can call each other, or we can say, look, I'm having a hard time with this. Can you show me this recipe? Or just anything that, pray with me, talk with me. And it is private. We will be doing some breakout rooms where that will not be recorded, that will not be shared, that is just between you and your accountability person. And that's it. You share what you want to share. And that's it. You don't have to speak. You can just listen and share. You can come off camera or not. I would hope you would during the cooking stuff, because that's gonna be like a lot of fun, and show you how to make your soil. Right here on Rampart, there is a nursery where I took a video, and she's gonna do a live video so I'm gonna go in there. She's gonna show us about the different kinds of soil, and how you can take even banana peels and nourish your soil. And, just so much information you're going to get here. And we're going to have fun with it. And you will naturally just have this camaraderie. Like, this is our community here of helping each other change, because I have found one of the hardest things to do. And I've seen people who are smokers, who are drinkers, to change the way you eat. And to change a habit to me is more, and Jennifer will know, because she is the nurse. So, and Jerry's a doctor, it is, to me, that is like the hardest thing to do. Yeah. And so, and I'm quite sure you see people all the time in your professions. Yeah. And some of us have maybe struggled with that in the past. Yeah. But so this is what we're here to. We are here to support each other. Right. In this journey. No judgments, just support. Right. That's it. And information.
Yeah, you can't deal with judgments. This is not, and your vision of wellness is yours, and we're here to support you.
Exactly.
And your
exactly.
vision.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The other thing I want to encourage you to do, to really use your journal. Journal in that how you feel every day. Your journal how you feel about your goal. And journal positive things that happen, things that journal the other things, but try to really focus on the positive things. And in that journal, you can use all of that information when you come back. We have our breakout sessions. If there's something particular, specific you want to share with the group, those are good things to share. Because when you have a positive experience and you're sharing it, you're encouraging. That's a support system. That's how we support one another. Mm-hmm. Because when I have a positive experience and I share it with someone else, it encourages them. It's a way to keep us lifted up and focus on progress. Progress. I define my progress. We don't define your progress. You define your progress. And and the thing is, like I said, it's not a sprint. And remember that? Did you ever see with the tortoise, the rabbit, and the cartoon where or was it the turtle?
The coyote.
They didn't reach the destination, just didn't reach it as fast. And that's how this is. What the main focus is that we feel we're improving in our clarity. We're feeling good mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. This is good. Right. So that's the other. So let me go to one other document. Sorry about the documents. I just want to kind of go over
there's a lot of negativity going on in the world. And so when we have support and we can help each other stay focused and grounded, it's good and get healthy at the same time. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. And there's nothing here about doing anything wrong. We don't do things wrong.
No.
That this is
Okay.
not what this is about.
That's right. You do it. You're like, we get to give you the information. It's your vision, not
Yeah.
ours.
We're going to give you another document, and that's going to be that's your second part. So your first is your vision statement. You don't have to start your vision board. You can go through, we're going to give you everything. You can work on your vision statement. The other document I want to share with you is this one, because you're, let me do a share. Why does it keep not, you cannot minimize. I'm not trying to minimize Zoom.
Uh-oh.
So why does it think I'm trying to minimize Zoom?
Yeah,
It's giving me
sometimes
the-
our technology can get a little temperamental.
Cannot. Oh gosh. Don't tell me. Okay, so let me just share this. I don't know what it's talking about. Let me just come out of this and oh. I hope that this is not overwhelming you. I hope it looks like fun stuff to do. And it's not like you got to do all of this at once. And you're going to have, what you can do, finish. If you don't, we'll work on it next week. Cause
Right.
when you come,
Can
it
we,
could be something that we can finish doing in our breakout session.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did I hear a question from someone? I do
yeah,
want to
I
go
was
with-
actually wondering if we could just take a deep breath. It's
Sure, go on.
8:30
Take
on
a
a
deep-
Sunday, and I'm like, okay,
Yes.
we have vision board, we have some homework to do with that. We have really learned some wonderful new things on cooking. I mean, I didn't even know that turmeric and cinnamon can have lead in it. So that was a new experience for me. So I was wondering, while we're all here, how does everybody feel about taking a nice, I love what Charlene said about waking up in the morning and stepping outside and taking a breath. Is anybody in the chat open with me to just stand up or maybe step outside and take a deep breath? And then Sister Jackie can share the other part of what she was going to share. I just opened up my door. I'm actually going to turn my camera on, which I never do, and I look a hot mess, people. Hot mess. Let me clarify. But I'm outside. I walked in my bare feet, and I'm just stepping outside.
You're taking a deep breath. Could even hold it.
If anybody else needs to do that, feel free to just take a moment, take a
Yeah.
breath, because
Yeah.
we are embarking on a journey, and it
Yeah.
is such a prolific journey. It is such a journey of hope and inspiration. What Sister Jackie and Sister Charlene have done here is just mind blowing. And it can be, not that it's necessarily overwhelming, but that same voice all year that said, oh, you don't need to do that. That's too much. Well, you could just do this. Keep doing that. That voice may be talking to you right now. So just in case it is, I hope that deep breath and that quick moment help. And now back to Sister Jackie.
I'm letting out my breath.
Yes. Good. You've got 5 minutes because we're
Okay.
over already.
All right, let me get my document. Let me do my share.
Yeah, and this is our initial meeting, so you're going to get a lot of information. Next week we're going to be getting into very specific things for us to do, and so on and so on. But in our initial meeting, it's always a little bit longer.
You're going to be filling out something called your wellness vision and plan.
The other one's going to try to.
And this is just the worksheet. You have once you get your wellness vision, that's where it's going to go. Wellness vision is best. I have that. Okay. And I have some examples. And here I talk about, these are just some motivators that we don't keep in mind. And here's where I really go in about intrinsic motivation versus extrinsic motivation. And this is what I'm talking about. Like my intrinsic motivation, they come from my internal factors, and we all have them. For example, learning a new skill out of curiosity, working on a project because I find it interesting and meaningful, playing a game for fun, for it, not for a prize, continuing a job because I enjoy the work itself, not because I need a job. My extrinsic motivators, working for a salary or a bonus, completing a task to get praise from a supervisor, studying to get a good grade, participating in a competition for prize. These are extrinsic, and these type of values are not good for lasting change. These values are more my inner man, my inner person. They come from the internal. They are based upon internal factors. So you want to focus on that as you're looking at your information. Here's some drivers, some features that I have: intrinsic versus extrinsic. I'm not gonna have to read all of this because I know you all have good education and you know how to read. One of the things I just want to focus on: what are your main obstacles? Identify them. And after you identify those obstacles, what are your strategies for overcoming them? You know, if you have a 3-month goal, and it could be 1, it could be nothing. If you have a first week goal, you want to look at these things. And this is a worksheet. A worksheet is designed just to lead and guide you. Not that you have to select 5 or 4. No, you can put 0 down for your 3-month goal, or you can say, I just want to get my vision plan, my vision statement done, my first week goal, right? So it's you. Remember that it's based upon you, but be honest with yourself, you know, and be selected. Yeah. So these are just examples. Describe a wellness vision here. What are your core values? These are the things. What are your core values? And don't be modest. Be honest. What are your core values? This is the time. Really tap into those gifts that you have given. We all have values. We don't give ourselves enough credit for the values that we have. They are there, and mark them down on that sheet. Not this one. This is the example. Mark them down. What are your motivators? Mine was my grandchildren and my children. I love my family. I love spending holidays. You know, we all come over. We're sleeping all over everywhere. My family was the driver for me, because I said, I want to be as healthy as I can for as long as I can, because I want to be in their little lives. The challenges or obstacles, your strengths, you have them. How I know you have them? Most of us on this call have overcome something. You did not. And yes, we were given the strength, but even to go forward with the strength that you were given is based upon your values. We were all created with values, with core. Even from our environment, there are some core values that's absolutely a part of the fabric that we're made of. We also are also created with some strengths. Know what those strengths are. Know what you can lean on. These are coming from you. They are innately, when you were created, all of these things were given to you. Even if somewhere they have gotten lost in the forest along the way, dig deep and go find them. Who are your support people? These are going to be the people that you can depend on. Who, you know, I'm going to go to the gym. That's my support system. Who I'm going to go walking with. Everyone here is your support system. And then the strategies. What strategies may be effective? You know, and this, again, it's going to be a guide for you to fill out the bigger sheet that we will send to you. But I just wanted to go over these principles that are so important. I don't want you to, I don't want you to, but I want to encourage you to, is not, well, I'm not this and I'm not that. Yes, you are. If you ask yourself, what is my strength? Ask yourself, what is my strength? If you can't find it, and I believe your brain is going to go to work to find it, ask God, what is my strength? And I'm telling you, the best thing to do, go ask a friend, someone that knows you well. I guarantee you, I can tell you what they will be able to tell you what your strength. A lot of other people see your strength way sooner than you do. Even if you have to go to someone that you spend a lot of time with, or someone that know you, they will be able. You have them, and don't say you don't. This is the time to let all of those things. It's time for you to come forward. And when I say you, we were uniquely divine. We are a divine design. It's time for us to tap into that divine design and stop hiding it in the forest. Let that divine design come out, and we're going to tap into that unique design that we were given in order to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish when it comes to our health goals. And I think that concludes all that I want to go through.
And I want to clarify some things. Your vision board and these things to fill out are not something you have to do. When she says homework tonight, she doesn't mean like it has to be done by next Sunday or something. Just do what you can. The vision board, we're not even going to actually be, if you want to share it, we're not sharing it to the very last meeting. So you have weeks to do, you don't have to do all of this. This took me a while to put together, and it changes sometimes. So don't think that, oh, next week I got to bring it. No, that's not what we're saying. We're just kind of letting you know what the in full course of workshop will entail. And so you don't have to worry about getting any specific thing done, but do try to come with at least a goal in mind and what your menu, what you would like to eat and put together, like, and focus on that. And the other things we talked about will be spread out over time. So do what you can. Like I say, it's not everything has to be done like at this very moment. Or we're just sharing at the first meeting a lot of information so that you know you have a place to go. Like Sister Jacqueline said, she's going to put, that's amazing information too, a lot to put in a certain place where you can tap into that later on and go back at your leisure and just read it and glean, take what works for you. Okay. All righty. So
Put you on any stress. This is no stress.
This is a no stress zone. This is very easy. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of support. So with a lot of support comes a lot of information, but there's also the support is each other. And like I say, it's not something you have to do like, oh my goodness, I got to do X, Y, and Z by tomorrow. No.
Jessica adds to this meeting. Yes, I'm going to try to create. I do have the recording.
Yeah,
and it's going to be too big to load up to Mighty. I tried to. There were other recordings I made. I couldn't get it loaded to Mighty.
Emails. I can email it to people. Yeah, I'm gonna have a central place where you can actually, because not every single person can works through Mighty Network. So I will email certain things to you so you have all that information. And I did take the other. I think there's Francis, McJessica, and Sheila, and Sylvester, and Danielle. So I will send those 5 out. I believe everyone else has their their things. And Diana, I don't know if Diana received it. So, and I'll send that to you, Diana, if you don't have it. Yeah. Okay. And
good.
So that's
Thank you, guys. Yeah, this is really good. And and I'll get a link to the video. And I think I'm gonna create a YouTube. I need to figure out how to make it secure so other people can't access it. But this was a generic meeting. This one wasn't too bad. It doesn't have to, this one doesn't have to be.
Yeah, no.
And then once I get it, I'll send everybody the link to it.
It's just for us. It's just for us.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it.
Any questions? Any questions before we go? I'm going once, twice. Francis? No. Okay. So I was going to ask, who am I going to choose here? Brother Graham, you want to?
Graham said that he can't find any ball, BALL jars. Are they mason jars? Yeah.
Oh, this was a mason jar.
Area.
Yeah. But any jar like you could buy, like a pickle jar, just get me, I guess.
Yeah, any jar be fine.
Any jars. Okay. Brother Graham, will you pray us out?
He just left.
Anyone?
Go on. I think he's already left.
Oh, okay. Why don't you do it then, Sister Jackie, so everybody can go?
Huh?
Why don't you pray us out so everyone can go? So we'll be done. Just say a short prayer.
Okay, great. Hey, Father in heaven, we just thank you for this time that we've had to share with one another. And even, Lord, you're good. And Father, I just pray that you be with each and every one of your perfect designs, because you handcrafted with your own hands, uniquely made for your honor and glory. And may they be strengthened. I pray, God, that the scriptures, I wish above all things that they will prosper and be in good health, even as their soul prosper, and that we all are able to experience that abundant life, to thrive in this life, Lord, to have hope, encouragement, support, that we are giving one another. God, let this not be that no one walking away feeling overstressed. But Father, I just pray that everyone is able to de-stress, I pray that we have a good night's sleep and we're able to rest as we're thinking about our future self, our future life, our future vision, Lord, and what health really means to us. Because, Lord, that's what you desire. It is not your desire that we be weak, that we be sickly, no energy. Lord, we were created to not just survive, but to thrive. And we know that we can do all things with Christ to strengthen us as we be transformed by the renewing of our mind, as we take up the mantle, as we pick up the challenge for ourselves, God, knowing that you will give us the strength to go forward into this new vision that we have for ourselves. I pray this for each and every one of us and ask your blessings and your protection. I just pray that the grace of God and the sweet communion of your Holy Spirit, let it rest, rule, and abide in our hearts and in our homes until we meet again in Christ, I pray. Amen.
I just want to say, Shanine, thank you so
Amen.
much for inviting me to this. This is beautiful.
Oh, you're
It's
so
so
much. Oh, and I want everybody to just please welcome, just say hello to Jennifer. She
Aw.
is.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello,
Welcome.
Jennifer. We're so glad
Hey,
you're here.
Jennifer.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you
so
for
nice.
coming.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice to see you, Shanine.
Yes, you too. I'm doing a lot better, as you can
Yes,
see.
absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Well, I'll be
All
in
right,
touch
have a
with
great
you and
night,
get you all this
everyone.
information.
All right.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Good
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 night.
night.
Good night. See
Bye-bye.
you guys next week.